Okay, we are getting into our first set of notes here on intersection and union, and the first thing that we need to familiarize ourselves with are the two symbols that tell us if we're looking for the intersection or the union. So the first one is the intersection, which looks like an upside down U, and that's going to be an overlap. So wherever the parts that we're looking at overlap, that's an intersection. So think about where roads intersect. That one's pretty straightforward. Now a union, our symbol looks like a U. That means all the parts that are encompassed in whatever aspects we're looking at. So the easiest way to understand this is to jump straight into an example. And so I have my sheet here in a clear sleeve so that I can draw over it so that you can see exactly what we're talking about here. So first of all, in part A, we're looking for the intersection, as our upside down U, of ray QV. So I'm going to draw that on here in red. And remember, a ray starts at one point and goes off to infinity. So there's ray QV in red on our chart. And then we're looking for the intersection of line TS. And remember, that goes off into infinity in both directions. So our intersection of this ray and this line would be where they overlap. And that is at this shared point T. So the intersection of QV, ray QV, and line TS would be point T. Okay? I'm going to erase this so we can move on to part B. And part B is looking for, again, an intersection. I've got that upside down U of segment WP. So WP. And we're looking for the intersection with segment VR. So where they overlap. And the place where they overlap is all of the points between V and W. So this would be segment VW. That's the intersection of segment WP and segment VR. Okay. Moving on to part C, we are looking for now a union for ray WP. And remember, it starts at a point and goes off to infinity. So ray WP and ray VR. And so a union, we're looking at all the parts that these two rays encompass. And so that's going to be this entire line from P to R, the entire line, because it's going off to infinity in both directions. This is going to be line PR. And last but not least, part D, we are again looking for a union of ray SQ and ray SR. And so again, we're looking at all of the parts that these two rays encompass. And so that's going to be all of this area in here, this entire space between the two rays. So our union for these two rays is actually going to be angle QSR. It's the entire area inside these two rays. And that will conclude our first quick example into intersection and union. We'll be continuing this in class next time, so make sure you understand what the symbols mean and how to identify intersection and union given some different parts of our graph.